All right, YouTube. Good day, another episode from DLH Studios, and we are
back again.
All right. So Nigeria has Iroko TV, right? It's a streaming channel or streaming platform in Nigeria. They have another one called Afrinoli, which is pretty much local platforms that put out local content, music videos to help creators, filmmakers, actors, and it keeps the economy in the same system, right? So all these people get paid and get maintained, and then the industry can survive. But when it comes to Ghana, what do we have? We have people who think it's impossible. DLS. We are back again. So what are the benefits of a streaming platform? Do you have any idea?
Actually, for me, it helps especially up and coming artists.
Exactly.
That's the key,
Mm-hmm. Which we really like in Ghana, though.
Yes.
There's been this thing going on like royalties for them.
Yeah.
It's been a thing with Gamro and all this people fighting for royalties. So we don't really know why some folks think this is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not about which party you belong to, right? A good idea is a good idea, right?
Right.
So we all agree that it's a good idea.
Yep. It's long overdue, I think.
Yeah. It's been going on for a long time.
We produce so many talents in the music, movie industry, arts, all the arts as well.
Yeah.
Even art, right? People could go there and sell their paintings. I don't know how exactly the app is going to run, but if you have a marketplace where you can market your creativity locally, why not?
Yeah, because by streaming local films, the platforms get to what they get to highlight, showcase their local content.
Right.
They help and support the industry's economy, right? Because all these industries, they do struggle from time to time, especially in Ghana, right? So by creating local content, feeding it to the local communities, people kind of they patronize.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then, amongst the industries that we don't need to be looking elsewhere for support from the government and stuff like that. And this initiative is also going to be a private and public, initiative. So it's not something you're going to be it's the government doing it. It's monopolistic and stuff like that. So, yeah. One of these, again, journalists, you always talk about bad journalists or whatever in Ghana. And this is one of the guys that I think a lot of people look up to. And he made this remark at I think it was what was it
on a platform?
Yeah, on a platform. It's his campaign platform. He was literally saying it's a bad idea, it's not gonna work, and it's intro, meaning literally it's their lies. But it's crazy because it's been initiated, right? I think you even made it to the initiative.
Yeah, I was fortunate to be at the event.
Yeah, exactly. So he's saying they are lies. So I don't get it. Can you dig into that?
It was live. I recorded some
there,
snaps.
Mm-hmm.
I met the vice president, and I met the brains behind the project. You can have
Flex.
You can
Wheezy.
Wheezy. But the truth is here you can have your questions. You can question it. Who got the deal? Was it all those questions you can do? You can sit in your homes and do all your maths. But the truth is, if it's well managed, the idea, the brain behind, if it's well managed, it will go a long way to help across the country. Most of the up and coming artists, especially even the older, I saw the veterans, somebody like Nama Noah and those. If it is marketed well to the public, then we will see the benefit of it.
So royalties that is due them.
I find it strange. A journalist
in the media space,
because of politics, political point, you go and want to trash everything. And I've always had a problem with our style of politics and the way we handle things. It is okay. You can choose your political party and you can support it, show your colors. It's okay. I will not hold grudges.
Yeah.
I believe in something, you don't believe in it. But it doesn't mean that if you're bringing a policy, I'll just go and throw stones and dust in it on it. That it is useless. It is not needed. I get it. In this modern age, We are in the social media world, so we need certain things. At the same time, we are so far behind. You question whether those monies can be used to tackle other things. Those are different topics. But the platform has been created already. The money has been spent already. So the question here is how best can we utilize it? You understand?
Right.
But not you go and throw stones in it and compare. We are quick to compare ourselves to the Nigerians. Growing up, they'd rather do that to us. But rather now we turn around but even with the Nigeria he was comparing us to, they have their own platforms.
Yeah.
Right.
There were a couple of platforms.
So it means you did not do your research. And somebody like that is highly respected to those who respect him. And it's a shame because these are the people trying to educate the public.
I think you're right. And I would add that when I heard it, I was surprised too. I mean, in Ghana, we've seen so many icons, filmmakers, musicians who have died poorly. Some of them were, when we were young growing up, we looked up to them, we enjoyed their content. But then at the end of the day, in their old age, some died paupers, some died with no
Recognition,
support whatsoever. You
Some
find
do beg for support
just
sick
to
and stuff like
pay
that.
medical bills and all that. So there's a really sad end for many people. And I think this app is in the right direction because now you can actually create your content and own it. Decide how you want to market it or where you want to market it. It's an opportunity for creators to be able to market their content and actually earn from it while they're still alive and decide how they want to run their lives. I mean, there have been so many cases. So I think the app has come at the right time. It's the same creators who are complaining about these, the lack of these avenues, and now it has been created. So the onus lies on us to be able to manage it properly so people can actually gain from it rather than depending on all these associations, gambling, which doesn't end up well. So I think so for him to come out, you all have already said so much, but for him to come out, someone of his pedigree, to come out and say it's trash and that they're going to move on to something that is going to be put on TV. I mean, everybody's moving away from TV. How many people are watching TV now? So that's what actually came as a surprise to many people, that in this day and age, you're still talking about TV, when even top new media houses like CNN.
But you know the crazy part?
They're
He's
moving.
actually on YouTube.
Exactly. I mean, look at
He's actually on YouTube.
If
And
you're-
you're talking about TV, right?
you cannot be a Ghanaian now without knowing Akabeneza and his team. Right?
Yeah.
Just putting videos, skits online, see how famous they become.
Yeah.
You know, and through that they've been able to pull many people out of like difficult situations
Exactly, right?
just by having the internet.
Yeah, employing people. And
Exactly.
giving them
Who's going on TV?
So
now?
I have a question. My question here is if somebody like this with his so-called knowledge, because of his exposure, so-called exposure, because people see him on radio, on TV, and they think
He's on YouTube.
he's
That's
on
what-
YouTube,
He's on
and all that, and people think that he has the know-how, right?
Yeah.
He's the one making this kind of utterances. Imagine this person becomes
Minister of Arts and Culture or
exactly.
something, yeah.
What are you going to get from him?
More TV channels.
All right, exactly. All right. Folks want to see, probably some have not seen the video that we're talking about. So this is the footage. Let's go.
The biggest music destination in Africa is Nigeria. And you be a mepamocho omo music streaming app ana. Mibusamo. But what is Nigeria for omo app be a banya omo streaming nyum so. Eyentro. Na say omo so omo launch music streaming app eyentro. Munti sa no mo ye Ghana Post app. Busa Uber driver ana Yango driver be say o use sa app na na. Adia Google I capture the whole world satellite. And the Google map so you use. Sa na COVID by almost my COVID app. Oh, I know almost my app. Oh, I know. Wait, no more did da mo. Na mo so ma jedi. Na ma ko bom some tro. And ko be bia enye hwe. Eti mamu ma omo fa sa app ni dada won kan cho say digitization. Busa mo say mfa so ben e na obenya film. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ebe bia TV channel a mo amu yesini nyina ye di local content ni beguso wo pese wo hwe sa channel na utua dwumadi a yɛyɛ wɔ conference center ɛwɔ Nkran wowɔ Kumasi no wantumi amba yɛwɔ dedicated TV channel a wobɛtumi ahwɛ wode wo momo no watua na wohwɛ ne live a sika no bɛkɔ artist ni hɔ ɛbɛkɔ producers hɔ ɛbɛkɔ ɔmo yɛ yi no wei ne nhyehyɛeɛ pa yɛde agu kwan mu enti ayɛ a ɔmo daadaa mu abusa sɛ atɛm a woka mɛdɛn manyaso mfa soɔ. So we have an end-to-end policy programs and ideas that is going to transform the creative art tourism sector.
All right, so man of the moment, Abeku Santana. Probably some of you guys do not know him, so I'm going to give you a bit of a background to this guy. All right, so to understand why he's being dragged, this is why. That's what I think. He's quite educated, right? So he holds a master's degree in tourism management from the University of Cape Coast, right? And he's, I think he has like a postgraduate in public administration from Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. He's also an associate in legal studies and litigation from New York Paralegal School. So this guy's got a pretty much, like you said, a good pedigree, right?
Right.
So for someone like this to come out and make these utterances, is it just party politics? Then again, what is really the downside to having a locally
Platform.
a local streaming platform or a local channeled content output? What is wrong? What is the down? I want to know what the downside is.
Before we look at the downside, you just read his credentials, right? For me, all my life I've never believed in credentials because if you really want to understand a country, right? If you want to get a country that has thousands of people that have credentials to turn the country around is Ghana.
Yeah.
And if credentials really turns a country around,
we're going to be number one in the world. Right?
Exactly. So it proves the point that he has the credentials, but he doesn't have the mental capacity.
Yeah, but he's been in the media space for
and that is where the problem is. Because he has been there, we think he knows it all. But this statement has actually exposed the real person. You can chip in and say it is for political purposes, but you don't make and that is why sometimes I tend to think that they believe us, like the citizens, we are dumb.
Yeah, they think people are idiots.
Yeah, because you cannot have this education and exposure and come out and speak like that.
Yeah.
No, he made an interesting a submission asking how is this gonna benefit the masses?
How is it gonna benefit the masses?
I mean, this thing.
How is Netflix? How does it benefit in America, right? How are all the other?
And that is what exactly my point. The question I'm asking is, we think he has the exposure, but he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't know that much because if you go through how Netflix became Netflix, you understand where they started from. You remember it was Blockbuster or something. From there they realized selling that big cassette doesn't help anymore. You understand? So they change, adapt. They change with time. So if you, for the past 40 something years or 50 something years of GBC, right? That Master, why are you laughing? Piamonco is still there. Okay, I get it. You have people who doesn't really have the data to go online, right? So the TVs are still working. But look at it in 2024. How many people have time to sit behind their TV?
Yeah. No, but even if you're saying people don't have the data, it's a gradual process.
Yeah.
It gets to a point that there's going to be expansion.
You understand? So somebody like you who is that exposed, you should not be making utterances for political points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this really does harm his credibility, though?
I think in some ways, yes, maybe not to a large extent, but
it doesn't.
People who are discerning, he was actually lambasted quite a bit.
Oh yeah, online he's
But I think knowing how Ghana is, people are just going to forget.
We are just really gullible.
He's still a fine gentleman who does good work.
Yep.
When you listen to him interview people, what I like about him is he doesn't use the conventional methods. He interviews people in a very cordial and jovial way, which makes it fun. So I like him from that aspect. But this one was really a low blow. I don't think it's August.
Yeah, but he didn't. I don't even think he did any research. He just came talking out of nothing. Because he said Nigeria, the biggest music space, or they have the biggest music space in Africa, they do not have any streaming platforms, but they do have a couple of
Yeah, I think Roku TV is actually worldwide.
Yes. Yeah.
And how do you think even Nigerian movies got onto Netflix in the first place?
Yeah, but I'm happy people are calling him out. Yeah, because it's about time we start to tell them, hey, we've actually tolerated this kind of utterances. We just let it slide, but this time, in this modern age, we are not going to allow you people to kind of keep pushing this kind of narrative, because it hasn't helped.
Yeah,
you understand. For him as a person, he's still a nice gentleman. You understand?
Yeah.
But that shouldn't give you the license to go on platforms and speak loosely.
Right.
You understand?
And also, if you put content on TV now, how are people going to buy? Let's say in China, they can put a QR code on the screen, you scan and pay. I mean, if you look at countries like America, right? The let's say music artists and movie stars, they are not rich just because they do put out one-off music tracks and all that. They are rich because they continuously sell their content. And you have iTunes from Apple, you have Spotify. This is where they make the money. Google Music and all that. That's where they make the money. You put it up there, you get a copyright sorted, and then you just sit back and people buy, and because some of these countries, Western countries, are very strict copyright rules. So if you download something that you haven't bought, you can actually prosecute it. So people actually spend money to buy.
Yeah,
I think that's the level we want to get to. Where in Ghana, if I hear, say, a Sarkodie, just a case in point, Sarkodie song, and I want the highest quality to download on my phone or to have it in my profile that I can use, listen to it in my car anywhere, the highest quality. I can go there, buy it for maybe 1-2 CDs or something, and it's getting money, and the government is getting
it's a good revenue generation stream, because in China it's the same thing. They have QQ Music, Netflix, and you have to pay for the highest quality, right? There's low quality, there's medium quality, there's like high top quality. So the thing is, it's gonna generate for the same people in the industry.
I mean, we need creators, right? There can be a point where they can say, okay, if you want to use Sarkodie's content now, you can buy this version and you can use it for content copyright free, and you can still make money.
Exactly what you're saying. It's all about mind shift. We need to shift our mind from the normal mediocre way of doing things.
Yeah, but what is with this crazy analogy? Every time we compare ourselves to like Nigeria, it's like Nigeria.
I can't stand it.
Okay, let's say Nigeria doesn't have it, right? For the episode of that, let's play devil's advocate. Nigeria doesn't have it.
Yes.
Does that mean we should wait for Nigeria to have it? Before we start thinking about it?
I read somewhere, somebody made a very great point. He said, Nigeria don't have the national ID, but we have it. So is it that I'm all in for comparison, right? You sometimes you have to look at someone and say, okay, because he has done it, we can also do it, but do it better. So there's nothing wrong. Sometimes you can say, but don't tell me because they have not done it, we should not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is what I'm saying. We need to change our mind, and if you don't, you are not prepared. Your head needs to be pummeled somewhere.
Yeah. Now it's a new age, and everything is going digital. So everything's going digital. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you are. You have to be on.
Let me add this one. On top of it, you see, we have a pool of talent across the country, from the north to the south to the east and west. And this will create a huge platform, like I said, for up and coming, and those who are who are there already, but are kind of holding on. You understand? Yes, start everything from the beginning is difficult. So there will be challenges and stuff, but it's a good thing.
It's a channel for discovery. Like I said, how do Nigerian movies get on Netflix, right? It's a channel for discovery.
Someone say in a village somewhere can get on it, register, put your content out there.
I went to Google Play and I saw this Iroko and everything there, right? It's a good way.
The only thing is proper marketing and proper education on it for people to jump on it.
From I think Upper East.
Yes, I love her.
She's an amazing singer.
I love her.
But she's never in the limelight in Ghana. Every now and then at some national event they bring her to sing, but she does most of her shows outside Ghana. But when she comes back, she goes back to her village. That's where she lives. She doesn't live in Accra or anything. But because of how she exposes herself, people don't really see her as one of the best, but
Yes.
she's actually one of the best we have in
Yeah.
Ghana. If you talk about Afrocentric music,
Yeah.
so people like that, they can just hide in their corner.
Is there a possibility? I mean, the slightest possibility, right, that he was paid just to do what he did? It's politics.
Because we are in that season. Anybody that comes out with an outrageous
Comments, remarks, and
Yeah. It's easy to
and
that way.
that person is linked to a particular political party, then you will suspect that he was paid.
Right.
And that's the thing. Listen, you can do your deals, you can do your job. For me, I'm all in. Do your thing, but don't pollute us. That's the thing. Don't pollute us. Call a spade, and that is the mindset we need to change in our body politics. Go and take your money because they are willing to pay you.
Yeah, but then if you take the money, you have to say what
no.
they're
But
asking you to
listen,
say.
I know it's corruption, but okay, fine. I don't know what they've given you, so I don't want to speculate, right? But if you've had the opportunity, you have the opportunity to stand on stage to tell somebody, encourage somebody to do stuff. To vote for you. When you come and you get this position, this is what you would do to uplift or add to what has been implemented.
No, but that is outside the norms of our politics, because without politics,
But that is why
you get paid to do or say certain things.
exactly. But that mindset need to change.
Yeah, but this would be him turning down allegedly if he was.
No, you don't need to turn it down. That's my point.
You cannot take it. And
No,
say
but
what
the
they're
thing,
asking you to say.
okay. Let's do it this way.
It's the contract, literally.
Let's say you give me a deal. Nobody knows, but you're giving me a deal. You said, oh, okay, go on stage and say something, maybe something a bit negative. Oh, okay, I'll go. I said, oh, this thing, speculation. I think if I was the one doing it, the money, the figures they are mentioning, he can do it in a different way. The figures they are mentioning, it's not it, right? You can challenge that.
Yeah.
And I also think that what they've brought, I would have done it better. Right? And then add a little bit to it.
Right. I get your point. Yeah.
You've taken your money, and that is the mindset we need to change.
Yeah.
We have too short-term thinking too much.
Like you can say, okay, what has been implemented now is a step in the right direction, but I think more could be done, and this is what I think.
Yeah, but that is
with the money they've used.
Yeah.
But that is a big but, because probably in the contract terms he was not supposed to say certain things. This is what you have to say.
Then that is where your dignity and your education and your everything comes in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, he's probably like a sellout, right?
It's the
He
same
just
thing
made
that
his money
happens
and
in our
doesn't care about
politics,
the
right? One
repercussions.
government starts something, the next government comes and they're like,
They say, yeah,
the
this-
previous
yeah.
government started, so I'm not
It's
going
trash.
to.
We need to change that.
It's
You need to change that mindset.
Yeah.
So for me, what I always think is like you always gotta listen to two sides of the conversation, and then you kind of formulate your own opinion about it.
Right.
Do not say this guy is right or wrong. Okay, this is what he said. This is what she said. But does it make sense? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in this case, that's what I'm saying, right?
Right.
In the GMS, we all know, like you said, it's long overdue. It's long overdue.
Yeah.
Like we have artists dying of petty ailments because they cannot afford clinical and help and financial help, and they're always asking vice president to chip in. People should come to their aid, and it's kind of sad because we grew up, like you're saying, looking up to these guys, right? And then today somebody comes with a good idea to start this, right? I mean, why wouldn't you support it?
And to be fair,
Regardless of political affiliation, why wouldn't you support
and to
it?
be fair, actually, Dr. Baumia has done a lot for quite a few of
In
those
terms of
people.
he's come
helping
through
for
veteran
some of
actors.
them. Yeah.
That's the same challenge. Before we wrap up, that's the same challenge Cheddar is having.
Good ideas. Yeah.
Good ideas.
He's not on my team.
And he's not on my team.
This is unattainable. Let's trash it out.
Let's trash it out.
Anyways, so from us DLS, we think I don't know. It's kind of sad seeing people that we all grew up admiring coming out saying things that do not make sense, all because of politics.
Yeah.
Right. So just like you always say, right? Love for country
is gone.
It's absolutely gone.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about the country or the youth or the next generation. It's all about what I can make for myself now. That's it. So again, DLS Wave. We'll be back with another episode. Signing off.
Peace.